So it's no longer Lindsey Graham, but Chuck Grassley, and he's the senator who has been digging into this issue the most of anybody in the Senate.
Yeah, but that won't happen unless Georgia goes Republican for those two people down there, or one. They
That's
need
right.
one
That's
to
right.
control it. So that's
right.
how vital this thing is. All right, let's go to Barr saying he hasn't seen enough evidence of fraud that would overturn the vote. Do you think that was a responsible statement for him to make?
Yeah, at the time, I think it's exactly what he had reviewed. I think he has been given, information by the investigators. I don't think he's relying on Sidney Powell and others. I think he's letting that happen. But from my understanding and talking to some people that are close to the Attorney General, that was a statement based on the evidence that has been put on his desk that he's looked at.
Now, you're a savvy
at that
guy.
time.
You're a savvy guy, Tallman. You got a beard and everything. I mean, you could be a professor somewhere. I mean, you've been around. You're a prosecutor. You're a savvy guy. And you got to answer this question. Based upon what you've seen, just you, I know you're depending on the media. Of course, we have to. We're not in the field.
Right.
Do you think there was fraud in this election?
Yes, there was clearly fraud. There's fraud in every election. From what I have seen, and there are irregularities that suggest that there was larger fraud than we know about, but we have not had explanations and we've not had insight. I think what you said was exactly right. It has to actually be a systemic fraud that occurred that we can statistically look at and show by reviewing, for example, the voting machines. And we have not yet seen that level of fraud that would flip the election. I know that some colleagues of mine are pretty determined, and they believe that it was widespread enough, but it was also in a way and a manner that we may never actually get to the bottom of it.
Well, who's going to get to the bottom of it? Once Biden's inaugurated, he's not going to look at it.
That's right. Exactly.
Now, if I were Trump and I got $170 million, which is what he has, I'd launch my own analytical investigation. I'd do it myself.
Yes.
And he could do it, correct?
Yes, he could do it, and he probably will, because there are people that have looked at the irregularities and are concerned enough that still, and these are people I respect and are very good attorneys that are in they're not the Rudy Giuliani that you kind of question sometimes whether it's political or whether it's factual. They truly believe that there was something done with the voting, the ability to change and alter the votes. There's one calculation I've seen right now that in one voting machine, it was, for example, for every vote that Donald Trump was getting, it was logging 0.87% of a vote. So it would take Donald Trump more to get a full vote.
Where was that?
That was in one particular county in Georgia. They're trying to get to the bottom of the servers. They've had problems with analyzing the servers, but one attorney has informed me that they don't know if it affected
I certainly believe
how many votes.
But if once Biden's elected, even if the vote is proven fraudulent, he's the president. There's no mechanism to go back. That's just
that's exactly right. And that's why what you said is it shouldn't be received negatively. It's a product of what our system is right now. And are there changes that we should make? Absolutely. But it doesn't change the fact that right now he's slated to be in the White House.
Absolutely. All right, Brett, thanks very much. As always, we appreciate your candor. All right, this is an interesting story. My friends in Los Angeles, I told you, all want to get out. Now they have another reason. So Los Angeles County is the largest in the United States of America. They just elected a new district attorney. Oh, George Gascon. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. Gascon, something like that. Gascon. George. All right. Guess who gave George $2.5 million for his campaign? Would that be George Soros? Oh, yes, it would. So this Gascon guy, he's the most liberal guy I've ever seen. He's knocking out. Ready? You're not going to have bail for any misdemeanor or nonviolent felony offense. That means you sell heroin, no bail. Meth, no bail. Nothing. You're not going to be prosecuted under the gang enhancement statute. That means if you're in a gang recognized by law enforcement, you get a stiffer sentence. That goes. Why? Because George wants to rehab all the criminals. Just like George Soros, the two Georges. We're going to rehab them all. We're going to convince them to become law-abiding citizens. That's what we're going to do in LA County. My prediction, in 6 months, LA County will be the most dangerous county in America. New York City has collapsed criminal justice-wise after Cuomo and de Blasio put in this no bail thing. Chicago, totally out of control. All of that coming to LA County. I tell my friends, you got to get out. Ellen just bought Dennis Miller's house. Did you hear that? In Santa Barbara. Ellen's out of there. He's up in Santa Barbara. That's Ventura County, I think, or maybe Santa Barbara County. Now, here's something interesting. We sell a lot of advertising all over the place. On radio, I have a petition from a self-defense company. I've never taken that. I don't take a lot of ads. I don't take pot ads. I don't take anything like that. Self-defense, I've never before taken. I might this time. I'm not going to tell you the name of the company because we haven't signed a deal, but I might do that. Why am I going to do it? So I think you're in danger. San Diego. There was a report earlier this week that said teachers are being forced to take classes that said all the United States land is illegal because it was stolen from Native Americans, and that white privilege has to be acknowledged by every Caucasian in this country. That was a report. The teachers in San Diego had to take that course. It went all over the place. It's not true. You can volunteer to take a diversity course, and that kind of garbage is in it, but it's totally voluntary. Sports Illustrated, on the brink of bankruptcy, has picked the activist athlete as the sports people of the year. How politically correct, how noble to reward people who tell fans and everybody else how awful the United States of America is. Sports Illustrated, the reason that you're collapsing is that. You're a left-wing activist organization. All right, let's get to the mail. Frank Woods, Buffalo, New York. Bill, a week before the election, you ran through the states and said Georgia was probably going to remain a red state, but it flipped. Why? It's got to be Donald Trump and fraud okay? Because there was a GOP state senator who got 54% of the vote in Georgia. A Republican state senator got 54%. All right, Trump got, 48 point something? Maybe 49. It was like this. But I can't speculate, but I was surprised. And I think that the two Republican senators from Georgia are going to get in on January 5th. Ruth Brach, Jordan Valley, Israel. Thank you for watching us over there, Ruth. What happens if Biden is inaugurated and after 6 months the fraud is proven? As we said, nothing happens. Our Constitution is in stone. This is how it is done here. Might not be fair, might not be right. It's the way it is. But if that ever happens, Donald Trump could walk in 4 years from now. Dwayne Catalano, Moscow, Colorado. My question is, are we supposed to accept all of this and sit down and shut up? Not supposed to shut up, Dwayne. Say what you want. Write letters, go to Facebook, wherever you want. But the Constitution is the Constitution. Ted, on the message board, the United States of America truly now a banana republic with rigged elections. Never thought I'd see the day. Pat Krumachner, Lauderdale by the Sea, Florida. Thanks for your honest, informative broadcast, Bill. What do you think of Mike Pence's future in politics? Hard to say. Pence's never going to run against Trump. If Trump wants the nomination, Pence never will go against him. If Trump doesn't, Pence might get in. He's young enough to get in. Alice, I'm glad you gave us statistics on police killings. The truth should be blasted all over the country. Alice, that was a very important segment. We showed you that 11 people in 2019, last year, were killed unarmed by police. 11. All were involved in police confrontations. And there are 80,000 law enforcement agents. So that's the fact. June, what bothers me, Bill, is that rioters weren't arrested, but someone who is trying to keep his own business open is arrested. June is referring to the guy in Staten Island who feels he's getting hosed by Governor Cuomo. He's been arrested because he's defied state law. Thomas Ritchie, Gibbon, Nebraska. Bill, my sister gifted me with a premium membership. Great gift, pretty darn great sister. I'm going to get to that in a moment, the gifts. Theodore Link, Evergreen, Colorado. Missed you very much after you left Fox, but now I'm a premium member. There you are, providing the calm, cool, and collected fact-based commentary that a simple guy like me needs. I'd love to hear that, particularly because I'm on to see you now. Thank you, Theodore. John Pittner, Morganville, New Jersey. Please remind your viewers about giving to charity. I just sent independencefund.org a check for $500. You are a patriot and a humanitarian, John. Thank you very much. Barbara Flaherty, Hallam, Pennsylvania. Just received my 3 Stand Up for Your Country superbly made doormats, which to my surprise included 3 yard signs. We just gave them to you. What a lovely gesture. Barbara, it's Christmas. We're giving you stuff. Go to BillO'Reilly.com store. We give you stuff. All right? Stand Up for Your Country mats flying out of here. You love them. And the yard signs. Okay. The store. Get this. Stand Up for Your Country hat. It'll be sold out soon. The ornaments for your tree. Okay? Here they are. Merry Christmas,